I hope everybody's making money, not doing what you're supposed to do in the markets. We're at $63,500. With the trusty use of I posted code in the last video as a comment. So I'm using the take all profits per symbol here. So I was able to come in here, and all of these fills are limit orders. I had a couple stops earlier when I bought the rally in the this is the final gasp rally in the euro dollar as you come up into the wick from May of last year, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, that's May of last year. Almost a yearly. We just touched the new highs there. Now, if you had a sell limit up there, based on the wick, you're up. This is the scalp. You're up 20 pips. If you could put your orders up here without confirmation, right? You're selling in a 10 pip window up there to make anywhere from 20 to 22 pips. You were up on that trade. And all you did was put your orders up here at resistance. I know it seems, this is your entry, right? You're buying back at the 10-yard line, which I did. I think it's funny thing is that people are going to look for this double top. Why? I already knew I was going to sell up there. Like I said, might go to 115. But by the end of today, we could come up to 115. Good luck trying to sell this thing. I mean, I think I'm going to sell. Actually, I'm starting to sell right here. Anything above here, I'm selling. Still in 3 currency pairs. Sold this. Took profits here. $50 pip winner here. Just selling new highs. We just bought here on limits. I'm down 93 cents. This is underwater here. These are sells right here. These are buy limits sitting here pending. I'm going to buy all new lows here. I'll buy all new lows here if we come below yesterday's low on the dollar yen. I bought here for one last party to the upside. I'll be selling up here. And that's my trade plan. No indicators, nothing but price. We shot price here. Here's the top bottoms. The buyers are coming in here. Will they be able to come in? Right, top becomes the bottom. Buyers are going to come in here at this top bottom. It's very plain to see. Sellers should come in here, but they may not. The buyers came here at this last top bottom. We can zoom out one more level. Once we lose perspective of the highs, the tops and bottoms, if we zoom out too far, we're going to lose. It'll just be like this. It'll look like one of these empowered trading charts. So, disempowered trading. I can't believe people are still praising these people that can't make a market call, and they have so many filters that you just would die. Who could make a living trading the way they're doing? They're teaching people supposedly how to trade for a living. Some guy asked me, Hitler asked me if this was a hobby or if I was a full-time trader. I don't know what that means. A lot of people make money from a hobby. I think what he means is it a vocation or an avocation? Of course, we don't use big words like that anymore. We use stuff like KFC, right? Not Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's two syllables, too hard to pronounce, right? KFC. DMA. 3 letters is okay, right? Mickey D's, right? It's not McDonald's anymore. All right, we're going to come back to this thing, top of the hour. Here comes the big rush, top of the hour. I think I'm long on limits here. I'm not sure. I see I'm at 25 cents. That's all that matters. Okay, I'm at $4. We're still coming down here on the yen, so I'm going to let these come to this top bottom. Probably overshoot, come engulfing back. This guy looks like it's going back up, so I put sell orders up here. Now, if you look at the 4-hour view of this, you have a completely different idea of what's going on. But we're going to choose the 1-hour view because we can make more money on the 1-hour chart because there's more signals. There's more tops become bottoms. I'm up $4. Look at that, $5. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we just got filled on the stop hunt on the Euro-dollar 1 hour. Right there. I think I might be short on that. So I take a look inside the platform to see if I'm short on the Euro because it's kind of hard to keep track of all this stuff. I'm going to go for the symbol. Looking for sells to take off the table. So no sells. It's actually sell limits that haven't filled up there. So I'm long on that wick right there. We just plunged into here. So we bought new lows. This is the buy signal. You put buy limits here at new low, right? We sold new highs here. We sold into the top. And we're going to sell into the top here, and I think we're long a little bit, maybe. No. Maybe one ticket. One ticket is long on the pound. Yeah, right there. It's a big fat win there. Shit, what the fuck is it? I just saw it. Yeah. It's in there. It's like ragu. It's in there. Okay. Fuck. Right there. Look up. I'm down 60 cents. So this is the buy. I'm underwater on this one. This one I'm above water. So I think the dollar's going to back off here. I think this is going to be a winner. This one's a couple tickets underwater from way up here. I was selling on the climax when we go up. I'm up $24. Yep, $35 on the day. And the news is coming out in less than an hour. See what happens. 20 seconds before the top of the hour. We got a half hour to news. So there's a lot of shuffling in the deck here. We're up on this trade now. I could scalp out of this by dragging over the dragging and dropping this on, just clear off this right trade, or we let that go all the way through the cycle where they're going to go through the high of the day, and I'm going to sell into the high of the day. So I'm going to let this whole thing unfold. I'm selling new highs here. I'm buying the new lows here on the trap. That's the stop hunt for the. It's an uptrend, so that's the stop hunt in the 1 hour. And we'll be cashing out. And when we get up here, we're going to sell. So we're going to both. It's bi-directional. On 3 pairs. This one is super aggressive. I'm selling seriously up into here. Okay. For the next 8 hours. Now here I'm going to risk 30, break even, 30 to 30. Here I'm going to risk 80 to make 40. So I'm going to put it 40 pips above the current price right now if I think we're going to come back to current price. Very possible. British pound is cutting into new territory also. I'm going to sell all the way up in here today. This is set it and forget it. 80 pips. You risk $56. I got it wrong here, but it's $56. I did the math later on. $56. Logarithmic entry, though. So it's just martingale-esque. Because what I'm going to do, see how I've stacked it. I stacked a deck. Very tight compression up here. 1 pip apart at the top of that tree, maybe. Open up and look. Let's take a look here. Okay, 1 pip apart. You're 1 pip apart, right? 2 pips apart, 3 pips apart, 4 pips apart, 5 pips apart. And when you cursor is the first ticket you can't see. So it says 6, but there's actually 7K, right? So you know you're going to risk 56 bucks. Let's update approximately. Actually, more than that. You could put 60. You could put another thing you can do, like you set your clocks ahead. You can make this. I'm going to risk $60 to make. You're going to put the spread in there. I'm risk 60 to make 25. You're more likely to make your 25 though. So this is an exact with 7K spread over 20 pips. Now you could write this. I'm going to streamline these for my tablet, and it's just going to say 7K. It'll just say a different format, and I won't drag that out. I'm just going to know the math because I want to fit very narrow and save some real estate. So you can save this as, compile it, find out what naming system you want to use that's not too dragged out. You can actually describe the whole thing, of course, right? But then you just save you're gonna not be able to see it when you go to your list here. So these are too long of a name. Like, well, actually, I have to rename the directory it's in and just call it LD, and that would compress this. So you just create a new. You go into data folder, right mouse click, inside scripts, and say new. As you go for a new folder or Control N or something. So new folder, and then we're going to say, okay, well that's great. We're going to call it LD. So I usually use caps in here so I can see it, because the font's usually pretty bad. So Control, cap keys on. I would just call it LD. I know what that means, right? Limit drop. Then we go into limit drop. We open this up, and let's just put a couple in there. Let's put our greatest hits in there. Or we could even say this is going to be the bin of 6Ks, right? So let me put these 6K spread over. Actually, I like the logarithmic one. I like the compressed entry. So we'll just keep it to the, and you could just say log. You can actually have log, and so we'll take these. How many do I got? At the very top, you got to capture the top of here. The code's the second one. This yellow one is the execution. So the pure code that I paste is just that. And when you go to, okay, so I can either cut this, take this out of here, and move them over, so that I go back to LD and drop them in here. And I don't think now I should compile one of these, and it's going to refresh the tree. So in the commons area, you'll see it come in under a new folder, LD. So we just got to compile this, and it's going to refresh without having to close down the platform and start over. So the organization is here. Now when I put this in the favorites, I'll have a shorter name. So I can drag this to here and save some real estate. I can be like this, where this is chopped off. So LD, limit drops. And 15 by X, maybe not, right? Maybe you go 15 dash X, take out 2 of the spaces, just keep pressing it. And maybe G is going to be logarithmic and L is going to be linear, but you'll know what it is, hopefully. And for the dollar risk, if you're worried about making money, you can always see I'm risking approximately 12, but I would bump this number up to include the spread. I would take this number down. I would put in realistic numbers, risking I risk 16, right? Err on the side of caution. I'm risking 16 to make 20. Now it says here I have a 20 pip stop trying to make 40. But this is where you can put the realism in. What's the fucking price, right? What is how much money, damn it? It's like you go to a website, no prices. Click on the price. You're at Newegg. No, click on the click because we want to see your. It's clickbait to see the fuck. Really? Fuck you. I don't. Sometimes you know what? Let's go to eBay. Buy used. Fuck you. Okay, we're looking for the euro to go up here. One last triumphant rally. So obviously it was going up. Who couldn't see that, right? So I was talking to a trader last night. He wanted a trading system. I told him this is the goofball trading system. You buy every hour it's down. So how'd that work out for you? Just back tested here. 1 hour chart. Every hour it's down, you buy. I mean, red candles, right? Buy only red candles. At the close of the red candle, buy. How's that trade working out for you? Even counter trend trading, it works, right? And what is the trick? You got an 8 pip stop, a 5 pip stop, 13 pip stop. You pick the max stop. It might be 20 pips. If the end of 1 hour, can anybody tell me? Anybody in the like these guys that call out to people in the chat window. Now look at this 2 hour ledge. You knew this was liquidity area, right? You knew you had to have a pendings here in the 20 window. You think this wasn't going to fill? And you could have pulled the trigger on close right here. You're dead nuts onto this. You're on a top bottom. Guess what? Never stopped out. You could have run a 10 pip stop and rode that for 80 pips. Okay? And then if you try to manage that, over manage it, you get in here. Right? This is why you never want to. This is why you don't want to trade one ticket. You get in here, and you're like, oh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stop to trailing stop. Okay, well, you didn't get. You should have had a sell limit up here. See, bi-directional. We sold up here last night. We traded the pullback. We bought here, so we buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. We can see the stairway to heaven, right? But every now and then, you ever get that rickety staircase? Ba-bam. Gee, I wonder why, and I bet for all the, level 2 traders, this would be the, where all the orders you'd show up. Oh boy, there's a lot of volume there. No, really? Why? I don't get it. Wait, let me look at, is Bill Gates getting in here? Everybody's getting in there. Ran out of sellers. All sorts of reasons. It's the turning door. Sideways 4 hours. So I was telling the guy last night, this is the mini vacuum. This is where people get in a hedge system. 20 pip stops to make whatever, right? It could have gone either way. In fact, I was buying here. I said it's going higher. There's still a little bit of, it may seem inconceivable to people that are like, dude, I'm not buying this side, so wrong. But now this could be a trap. It's the end of the month. But the news is coming out. So I could have taken this right now. I can intervene and say, you know what? They just trapped the 1 hour traders. I'm going to scalp out of that. I'm making money short. I'm making money. This is a long trade, but I have buys down here pending. I have exposure to buy. Do I wait for the news to come out? And is this an uptrend? It is, but can you see where the scalpers got out? I'll have to break this down for that trader that was saying I was insane. I'll break it down for him. The scalpers had sell limits here. They're up in the trade. They're out. And they might even want, but look at this top bottom, right? Buy at the market on the 1 hour chart. No stop out, just like the collapse earlier. So you have to buy at the market on the clock. You can't just buy at the market because you're like, oh, it looks like it's going up. No. Doesn't make any sense. There's no structure to it. So if you bought at the market actually here, they might have stopped you out. And it's slightly up. You're kind of chasing, but, you got to buy another one. You got to buy. Every hour it's down, you got to buy. You bought here. And if you're stuck, this is why the half-hour trader, that guy wasn't, I can see why he only made so much money trading. He never looked at the half-hour chart. I think it's gotten in the way of his lifestyle, whatever. But the more, but let's not go, I don't know if you go to the 15-minute chart. That's about as thin as you can slice it. 5-minute chart, you better be trading really big and have your finger on the trigger. You can look at the 5-minute chart for entry, but why would you want to smash your brain all around? Why would you want to torture yourself, right? See, the scalpers just scalped out. They're gone. Bye-bye. They're gone. Right. So you missed if you were up $800 right there, because you were in 10 standard lots, you just got out, right? Yeah. That's the big boy trade right there. That's how those guys do in those big prop houses. Banker trade right there. See how they trapped him? Yeah, they trapped him. Oh, it's going higher. Oh, really? And the news is coming out in 15 minutes. You're on the 1 hour chart. You just scalped the 1 hour chart. You're not scalping a 5-minute chart. It's fucking stupid. I'm waiting for a head and shoulders on the 5-minute. Sell here. No. You put a pending on the ledge where you can see the liquidity hunt. You're buying people's stops. Your sells are new highs and your buys are new lows. It's not like people think. It's perverted. It's not going to be a straight line up. Look at this crush down on the pound. So we're riding the storm out here. We can see what the scalpers did, but we're not scalpers. We're looking to take out the high of the day. So who are you, right? That's the question. Are you a scalper? If you're a scalper, make $80 there, right? Standard lot, $80. Boom, you're out. Right? 80 cents, $8, $80. You could have sold there and made $50 on a standard lot with a target 4 pips away. What would it? How much effort would it take to place a sell limit in a known stop hunt for the bears? Is this really that difficult? Am I not connecting with that guy from that told me I was insane? How isn't he getting this? Do you think there's any liquidity down here? Should we put orders down here? Man, this is the easiest setup I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's going up, man. It's an uptrend. I watched Akil Stokes. He's trying to sell this thing. It is so adorable. Dude, you could have scalped it, but what are those guys thinking over there? I don't get it. I saw a goofball trade. He finally sold the dollar CAD after it dropped like, oh my God. He's selling that. He calls it a trend continuation trade. He doesn't understand it's a vacuum fill continuation. We're just filling vacuums, man. It's not the price, it's where the price hasn't been. We're getting in the outskirts of town. We're buying cheap real estate. We're going to fix it up and we're going to resell it higher. So, if you go to the half-hour chart, which the guy doesn't want to trade, he's too fucking lazy. I figured it out. When the guy saw my video, he said, man, that looks like a lot of work. What the fuck are you doing? Look at the liquidity hunt to this wick. Look at how you talk about entry, talk about low risk. There was a guy on FX Street that was trading like this, and he pissed off this other guy that had MACD. I'm telling you, these guys, it was hilarious to watch these guys. Yeah, because either you're making money with logic and reason, or you're in some fucking utopian world with Gartleys. You're living in a just insanity. Waiting for some magical scanner to, I want to go down this iMarkets live meeting, but I'm afraid they got a scanner in there. I don't even know what to say. I'll probably just say, hey, can I put a martini glass on the screen? Can we just, I'm getting in right where the hors d'oeuvre's sitting in there. Hors d'oeuvre? Did you put hors d'oeuvres in those? Where were where that sword toothpicks going through the olive? This is where we're getting in. And what's with that red stuff in the middle? What's going on there? What people won't do to have fun. So we have to hang with this. We're trend traders, damn it. We're not scalpers. This half-hour chart. So where do you think you could pull the trigger here with my based on buy if it's going down theory? And you're going to get stopped out. Don't forget, you've got an 8-pip stop, a 3-pip stop, a 4. But if you're a disciplined trader and you can recognize a line pointing down, it's just fucking pointing down, people. It's not fucking rocket science. Half-hour traders are making way more money than the hour traders. Why? Because they didn't buy the top of that hammer. right? What price is that? Right. We're buying down here. We're getting a better price. It's crazy. Yeah, it's down. And you bought here. You got this price, as my tequila buddy would say, ex-tequila buddy, because I was fucking mine. Think about it. Now, this was the top that was supposed to become a bottom. Don't forget. Crashed through. You bought there at the market. You bought there in a limit. Now, this is where people can't handle what I'm doing. They're like, yeah, but how do you know you're not going to... Dude, if you're a pussy, put a fucking 30 pip stop on it. Everything gets a 30 pip stop. You know every time you hit the button, you're risking $3. This is how it works. So you have a buy limit here. There for 30 pip stop. Then you have a buy limit here. Why? Or yeah, actually right here. Why here? New lows. New lows. Another buy limit. You pull the trigger at the market. You're in 2K. Risking $6. This is blow by blow for the guy that thinks I'm fucking insane. Buy limits here. Why? New low. Do you need a reason? Yeah. Here's a reason. Here's a reason. Here's a reason. When some other guy said, you're just like ICT trader. You got like a million reasons. Dude, these are all fucking orders. You're building a position. It's going up. Are you fucking nuts? Are you retarded? Okay. Retarded people probably would get this. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's almost like, let me see if I get this straight. It's almost like we're going to buy here because this is support. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, Johnny. What should I buy here? Uh-huh. Are you up on that trade? Uh-huh. Okay. Problem solved, right? You're buying a basket, a bin. Hello. Have you been in the grocery store lately? How many flavors of pop are there? How are these people making money? Why isn't there just 3 flavors left on the shelf? Right? Maybe there's only one company selling all that pop. But if there's one company selling all that pop, why are they wasting 10 times with all these fucking different labels? Because there's different customers at different fucking prices. So, how are people getting this? Oh, but don't you have like a... No, don't. So this is it. My latest video is my best video. Because I'm constantly figuring that somebody out there is going, I just don't get this. Can you see the sellers came in? Let's mark off where the scalpers had their sell limits. And we know they made money because, how do we know they made money? Because if we go to the 5-minute chart, we can see that they made money. Right? Blow by blow. They sold here, they got out here. This is the 5-minute. You want to be a 5-minute trader? You better trade really small. You buy every 5 minutes it's down. The bigger it's down, the wider your stop is. Or maybe you buy bigger, because you know that's going to be a great scalp. Now, the new low view of this, the reason why you don't want to go to the 5-minute chart unless you can understand that this is a fractal for a buy stop. You could literally put a buy stop on here because it doesn't break any rules. You're trading a breakout, or I'm sorry, you put a buy limit down here because it doesn't break any rules. You buy new lows here, right? You see the vacuum filling here. You got to trade bigger on this. Scalper would get in like this. Just go against everything everybody's ever touched about entering the market. Buy limit, buy limit, buy limit, buy limit. You filled these two if you're lucky. Buy because it's down, buy because it's down. That's a 4K. You bought a 4K, why? Because your system says buy new lows, right? Stop has to be maybe 10 pips. You're in a 10 pip grid. Look at the respect for the 10 pip number. If you bought new lows, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5K. You bought 5K here for a scalp. Obviously, this is where you got to get out. Because if bottoms become tops, if you buy the vapor lock, if you buy the vacuum, you sell the floor. Okay? Buy the vacuum, sell the floor.com. But how tight is that stop? Well, put 2 pips on it. Just place the orders in there by hand. Drag them over. Boom, 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 boom. You're laying a trap. It's like, but you have to run through tires, right? In the Army, they run through these tires, right? Put them down, run through it without catching your heels or your toes and falling down. It's, really high frequency trading. I mean, 5-minute chart. You gotta be in and out, in and out. You like, oh, because if you don't get out here, say you went short here, top bottom theory, yeah, went short here, made this, right? Well, your exit's here. I mean, if you're short down here, you got to be thinking, oh boy, that's a lot of pips. Do you run a trailing stop? What do you think the robots are coming in with their money management right here? As soon as it stalls out, right? And if you're short, you think people aren't buying here? You're buying here. You're short and you're buying into it. You want to be in the market the whole time hedging. You're both people at once. You're not a bull or a bear. There's no such thing. I'll never make it. I'll never make it as trading. I'll never be able to make a living trading if I can't see what the other people are doing. Look down the street. What's your competition doing? If they're doing that, well, you better out. In other words, the market's not out to get you, and you're not up against the smartest people in the world. You're up against your bias, your own bias that you put on the market. That's what you're up against. So we got 7 minutes till news. And waiting for the big train. Now here, small ATR, they've trapped people on that 5-minute money market makers have filled they sold the top of this. They just bought the bottom of this. They just traded that. That trade's over for them. Right? Small ATRs, the sell limit's here, and their take profit is down there. They just made money in that trade. See, that trade's over, right? Now we put in buy limits down here. Why? New lows. At the end of 5 minutes, we pull the trigger. No questions asked. Another 5 minutes down, pull the trigger. 5-minute chart. 15-minute traders aren't going to have to worry about that. There's no buy signal. They're long. They bought here. Like I said, they bought new lows. They bought this. They bought that. They bought every fucking 5 minutes is down. 1, 2, 3. There's a 3K. You're building a position, man. Just like on the sell side. You sell new highs. You sell at the market. You don't sell at the market, it's down. You sell at the market. You sell new highs. You built this whole position in 4 to 5K. The market's telling you, put a fucking order, please, for me here, right? I mean, the market's begging for you to place an order in the vacuum. Just like this, you sold here, you scalped to here, right? If you're on the 15, you can see what the scalpers are doing. You can see what this is the bottom, becomes a top before it rifles up. It starts to fill that vacuum. You want to be in before that. So in anticipation, if this is the top, don't you have a buy limit here already? Makes a new, fresh low, fills baby vacuum. Baby vacuums matter. And you pull the trigger at the fucking 15-minute. Boom, I'm in. Don't add to this thing as it's going up. You get, if you didn't get in here, you fucked up, in my opinion. Don't chase it. You could say, I put a buy stop here and I made, yeah, okay, great. Did you stick around for this pullback? Well, it looks like we're going, dude, it's bar by bar. I'm trading bar by bar. I'm not trading the left side of the chart. I'm only going back 20 bars on a 5-minute chart. If I go back any further than this, it's going to totally blow the context of what I'm thinking about. Are you seriously going to tell me that you're going to look at the chart like this and trade it? This is like, oh yeah, well, I can't really see my entries there. You know, shit. Look at this. You can tell me you couldn't make money. This is 40 pips of insanity. You couldn't put fucking orders in here? Well, I don't buy down here. What if it keeps going down? Okay, great. Look at the fucking wick on that thing. Are you serious? Now it's just plodding along. It's like a stupid trend. See, in the context of this, you're like, oh, I'm going to hold this till it goes to the moon. Really? I got my channel in here, yeah. It's going to the moon. Okay, what if it doesn't? This could be lights out right here. So if it is lights out, lights out. He's dead, Jim. I'm a doctor, Jim. Here, buy limits down here, right? We did this trade yesterday. Like I said, psychosis. We put in buy limits down there. We don't know. Anything could happen. Upside or downside. So I have the sell limits above today for psychosis on the upside. Next 8 hours. We still got like a day left to trade. So this is kind of like, tomorrow's kind of like a little bit less dramatic. But there could be a complete reconciliation of this in... You can see why people want to use moving averages, because look at this psychosis on this. Are you serious? What's interesting is that the market actually, if you take out that psycho wick, but you can put this into the transverse, I call it the transverse index, volatility index. Right? If you copy this line over, cue that up, and now copy this down to here, and you see, right, dead on to the channel. Time-wise, not wicks. I mean, I get channel trading, dude. I get it. I know how to channel trade. But fuck the wicks. They have nothing to do with time. This was a millisecond of liquidity fill. But if you're a trend trader, for God's sakes, man, draw it on the closing prices. Why are they putting it on the wicks? Has anybody ever thought about this shit? Right, here's a trend line break, right? Here's your current trend line 2 break. So the scalpers are raping you now, right? The news is coming out in 1 minute, and the scalpers are raping you. Look at a pullback here. I'm going to go to the 5 minute. Here comes. Watch the balance. 63.477. The news is coming out in 30 seconds. We can see the spreads explode. This is the big news coming out of the United States. Affect the cash market. I'm saying the stock market's going to... I say that's the top of the stock market. I could be wrong, but it looks to me like the stock market's completely baked, especially if the pound and the euro go up. Now, we come back, top, bottom. You should have orders in right here. See? Look at this pullback. Your buy limits are sitting here, right? Now, I could buy at the market. Now I can put in my goober stops. I'm going to risk 25 pips here. Whoa. See? See how that works? Now, we're down about 20 bucks right now. Now, I think they picked up enough people, we go right through the roof. I don't know if I got stopped out anything there. I think I'm still in. See, now that was just a little pullback. This 5 minute. We have 5 minutes on everybody. Okay. News is out for 30 seconds. And they're off like a herd of turtles. Okay, we're getting the dollar's going to go up. But they could all go up. What's really bizarre, this whole week, all these currencies have been going up. Okay, so 1 minute. Here comes the 1 minute traders. A lot of psychosis to come here. I'm down 10 bucks now. Let's see what happens. I've laid in all my tickets, and it's gambling, people. We're gambling today. We're up. Okay, we're flat. Watch the equity. Let's go to the half hour. Apparently that script didn't load. So change the time frame, kill the script. I'm going to freeze the platform here for 10 seconds. Okay. So, yeah, we got to wait this out. Wait for the hourglass to disappear. I don't know if this is any faster on a faster computer, but ever since they updated MT4, I would never freeze the platform in the old version of MT4. Okay, so we're down about 30 bucks right now. I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart. delete all this channel shit. Go to 4-hour chart on everybody. Get the big view here. That's the 10 pip grid. If this pulls back and cuts into all these new lows, I'm buying. As we go up and make new highs here on the yen, I'm selling. I'm going to sell the euro if it goes up here all day long today. Risk 20 to make 40 here is going to risk 80 to make 40. Here I'm going to risk 30 to make 15. So that's a 10K. Risk $30 to make $15 is better than lottery tickets. So I can put these at the 10-yard line and just create little nodes here. Okay, and same thing here. $30 buying right there on that doji. But I retest this doji. Here comes a stop hunt possibly. This is going to be vicious. Okay, we're up about $50. Now, ideally, we let all the trade plans play out. We don't intervene. But if we see that, obviously, we can see that, hey, you know what? That thing just moved 50 pips. Let me dump that one symbol. You know what I'm saying? Let me just dump that one symbol. And, okay, let's look for huge volatility coming in now. So I could come over here and say, okay, I got my take profits per symbol. And you see something that's really up, you could pluck it off. But you're really supposed to plan your trade your plan. So we're going to do that today. Let's do hands off. Let this is domino theory. We're going to set the dominoes up. We hit one domino. If we did it right, you're going to know when the domino, nothing more anticlimactic than the dominoes not following orders. So watch the margin here too. Now, this is why you want to record your stuff. That's why I record these, recording this so I could look back and say, oh, look at this. Watch the balance, right? Watch how it plays out. So instead of looking at the results, just look at, well, are you up? Are you down? Can I make $500 here setting all these dominoes up? Domino theory trade. Forget martingale, we just domino theory trade. So I'm just not going to touch anything because I would buy the euro right now at the market. Sound like from Canada, but I would buy at the market because. But I'm already in. Right, I'm already in that plunge. I'm buying at stop actually, which is market order 1 pip above, but see it froze that because the spreads got a little wide there. So on the theory of new highs and new lows, I am trend trading this euro. I mean, I'm long the euro, I think. Now, if I wanted to buy some more, I wouldn't do it with the buy stops. I'd just go like this, and I'd pick a greedy target. I'd go to my grid bank and say, give me a really big target like 80 pips or something. And since here's risk 30 to make 80, this is going to buy a 6K, and I'll put it right here. So if they pull that back, I can get that better price, right? Like maybe, because we still have the stock market's got to open up. And if you still want to go long this thing, don't you want to add if they start like, there's nothing worse than getting in something and all of a sudden you bought at the market. You're like, yeah, buy at the market. It is going up. It is going up. Okay, I'll put one buy stop in, right? I'll put another buy stop in and another buy stop. So I think I just got on about 3 or 4K there on buy stops. They're really market orders. They're going to trigger as soon as you go up a little bit, or I buy at the market, right? But really buying at the market should be the 5-minute chart, right? I'm buying at the market. Down on the 5s, right? Down on the 5, buy at the market. Now I'm just going to load the wagon. 10K every time. Every click's 10K. That's a scalp. It'll be out in 5 pips. If I'm wrong, let me buy the plunge. right? And I could just put it on here. I'm like, 5-minute chart, right? Would you buy? Now things have simmered down. 5-minute chart. Turn the 5-minute charts on. Your orders are so deep, you're not even going to see them on here. Get everybody dialed into about 50 pips on the screen here. Put the prices in the middle. I used to play this game when I started trading. I was like, okay, on your market, set, go. Who's going up? Who's going down? If you fix these, right, put them in the center. Fair value is right now. Right now is right now fair value. Okay, let them go. Let them rip. Which one would you buy? Which one would you sell? I buy this at the market. I'm going to sell this at the market. So I'm just going to be a pig. I'm going to sell this at the market. I think it's tanking. I'm going to buy this at the market. And these are symmetrical orders. All right, there you go. There you go. I'm in really big. Really big. I'm in. Seriously. Let's see what happens. Market orders are there. I bought the pullback on the pound, 5-minute pullback. I sold the dollar yen because I thought, yeah, it sits right in the middle there. Let them stop me out. Very tight stops, 5-pip stops. Sell limits above. Anything could happen. Buying all the way to Memphis here. Don't tell that guy that what I'm doing. Oof, I'm wrong here. So I'm wrong on all. See how I'm wrong on all those? But I'm going to stick with it. Every 5 minutes, I'm going to buy this religiously. Every 5 minutes is down. Every 5 minutes is up. I'm going to say, wait 5 more minutes, which is in 1 more minute. Okay, so I just bought more at the market here. 10 minutes has gone by. Bought more here. Sold more here. Wait 5 more minutes. All right. So they're killing me here. Down 200. Taking on more margin. Down 400. Down about 300. Okay. In 5 more minutes, we will hit the buttons again in 5 more minutes. Come back in 5. Let this thing cook. Okay, I'm buying in 30 seconds. I will figure out whether I'm going to buy in 30 seconds. Sticking with the 5 minutes down. Every time it's down for 5 minutes, we buy. We put a buy stop in here. Also, we're actually buying the retest of this on the 5 minute. We're selling new highs here. We're buying this new lows if it goes down, and we're actually buying on the clock there. Okay, so I'm going to do another market order. There you go. 5 seconds before the top of the hour, buy here, sell here. Buy, sell, buy. We're so going to buy the euro, buy the pound, sell the dollar yen. Everybody's gone their separate way. The dollar's screwed. Let's take a look at stocks. I guess stocks are, like I said, this is the top of the stock market. I really do think this is it. I think it's lights out. There's a divergence on the monthly 3-period RSI. Still getting divergence here. I'm usually early to this trade, but look at this thing. Monthly, Dow Jones. Look at the weekly. We have hidden divergence. We have divergence underneath the divergence. We have a triple divergence, and we're coming in just all right. Look at the 4 hour. They fucked these people. Look where the market makers just fucked everybody with a capital F. 1 tick above. They're short now. If this top bottom doesn't hold on the 4 hour, Dow Jones it's baked. Put a fork in it. It's done. If the dollar goes down today, it'll only feel this. It'll crash through here and it'll just start going down. The daily. They've trapped people at the high of the day. perfect low risk. The lowest risk, forget ratios of break even. This is 1 to make 100. 1 to make 20. Oh, I didn't fix the scale, did I? I mean, if this is it on the daily, my God, man. Just hold that for about 3 years. Okay, another 5 minutes has gone by. I'm going to buy at the market. They're killing me on this trade. We got limits below. We got limits above on this. Limits below, limits below. Let's see what happens in 2 more minutes. All right. 2 more minutes. We have to wait to buy. I don't want to wait here. It looks like we're going to go up here, so I'm going to buy here, buy here, buy here. Sell. I'm going to put buy stops on the pound, buy stops on the euro. I'm looking for a big rally. Buy stop. Now I'm in 10 standard lots. I'm down $200. Sell stops on this guy for the scalp. Looking to make 4 pips. Looking to make 8 pips. 4 and 8 pips. And 4 and 8. The 8K's a 4 pip target. And the so see how I'm buying the pound here? I'm buying the. So I'm buying that. Retest. 5 minute. Selling this. Now we're in about, well, 10 standard lots, let's just say. The pound costs you more money in margin. It's a higher price. So I'm most of my margin estimations is based on euro dollar. So okay, so it has to play out. We might lose on the dollar yen because I think that could still go up. These things have all been moving in concert for some reason. I think it's a conspiracy. Maybe if I email ICT Trader, you can tell me what the banks are thinking right now. I would channel him like, I'll put my hand on his head like the mind melt. Look at the wicks. Just look at the wicks on the 5 minute British pound, and you tell me that's not a limit trader's market. Look at how smooth the data is on the 5 minute euro dollar. So just take a looky poo there. Now I'm going to take this down and notice on the 5 minute charts. Just take a look at that. Does the British pound look like a little tough sledding? And the next tough sledding is the yen. Look at the smoothness of the euro dollar. Not a lot of wicks. You can't see that when you do candlesticks, though. You can't really see the problem with candlesticks is the body. Fuck the body. The range is critical. And look at the if you go pip for pip here, right? Get these guys about pip for pip. And look at that bar. Look at that. Your limits had to be down to buy that. Right, your bar limits are down here. Okay, it's a big smash down here coming into my order bank. I'm waiting 5 more. I'm waiting. I'm going to buy right here because it's down. I can't see it. The last candle's up. I'm waiting. I don't know, clock's not updating. 5 more minutes. I'm going to buy. So we'll buy again. I'm buying on limits right now. I'm buying into the. So they stopped me out of about, I don't know, 50K here. This is still a buy. I'm going to buy on stops here. Just because I know these have really big targets. Buy at the market. Hopefully I got filled right here. On the right amount. So here, I'm going to put buy at the market. It's down. We're under new lows. We're buying new lows. I want to get back into 10 standard lots here. I guess I'm just going to let this thing go up and fill. I don't think this thing's going down. Everything's going to go up in concert, maybe. So everything will move in concert, and then it'll totally there'll be a divergence. One currency goes one. Now, top of the hours come in the stock. We're still waiting for stocks to open. Down $500 waiting for stocks to open. I'm going to put more scalps in here. This is going to be the 8K to make 4 pips. You see my target is right at the top. Since the volatility just went into really big, there's my scalp right to that level. We have to run a wider. See, the spread here is 8.8. So the most dangerous thing to trade is the pound. This is the safest thing to trade from a robot. That's why robots are built around the Eurodollar. It's smooth data. Right. Okay, now we're going to screaming up, and hopefully I didn't put enough. Hopefully I didn't put too many sell limits above. We could go to 115. Right, boom, like wow, right? Just blow people's minds. So I'm selling it above 114.50. I start my sell limits. So they kick me out. I'm gonna let that yen go. I don't get what it's doing there. Got a lot of exposure for sell limits. I think it's gonna go up too. So I'm gonna get now. If you scalp, this is 10 pips you could have made right here. Look at this trade. Now this would be a scalp for the guy that doesn't understand why I was buying new lows. This is a scalp trade. You put a big fat order in here, and you're already out. You're gone. Bye-bye. You put in a 4 pip stop, and you have a 10 pip take profit. You're out of that trade. You can see what somebody just did. What somebody's like, oh boy, that's a nice trade. No kidding. Amazing, right? The day's not over. We still have 35 minutes before stocks open. Yikes. This British pound looks like it's gonna, I'm going to chase it on the 5 here. Buy stops. I'll do the goober entry. See now, look at the trap here. If you're buying new lows here, now it's very counterintuitive. Somebody said that they made money trading every 15 minutes it went down. It's so brutal because you're like, holy shit, look at this thing go. Same on the upside. If this thing spiked up, I got so many sell limits above there that hopefully I'll make enough money in these 2 pairs to offset my contrarian entries here. The ATR just went. I run trailing sell stops underneath here too. So trailing sell stops right now on this currency, right? Because it's going up, and when it starts to come back, it's going to start to crush and create. There's a vacuum underneath right now, so we're putting sell stops underneath. Right? How to trade 3 pairs and not blow up your account. So now we're only down about $250 here, $150 down. So I don't want to chase too much, and this is, I could basically I could put buy stops and sell stops on this one, so I could put on a hedge right here. I'm building a hedge by just hitting the A4, A5, C4, C5 keys. Now I could put on a broader hedge. If these are tight stops, which I know they're under 10 pips, right? I'm building a hedge right now. So somebody asked me about the hedge. Now I do have a 25 pip stop on one of those tickets I just loaded there. So I just built an immense hedge right here. Because I don't know, it could go up or down, right? And I built it because the ATRs dropped down for 10 minutes. We have 2 small bars for 10 minutes. And if we know our profits are up here, we can see the targets here, right? They're in sight. They're the new high of the day, actually. So if we keep cutting north here, we had to pull back and get that smash out. So how would you have bought that on limits? We go to the 15-minute chart. You bought new lows. See how that works? You bought new lows. Well, I need confirmation. No, you can't. You cannot make money. I can't say you can't make money, but you're going to make way more money if you don't wait for confirmation. Confirmation is for sissies, you know. Get yourself a dress. Get yourself a tutu. Learn how to ballet dance. Okay, no offense to the ballet dancers. Here, you bought new lows here on the 15. You can scalp. You can make 20 pips here. Hand placing orders. Oh, you want to trade big? Put a 10K, a 10K, a 10K, a 10K. Stop here. Get out here. Think about going the other way that way, right? So, okay, I'm up $100. Now, you don't have to be. Markets are just psychologically vicious. You see a move, you're like, oh boy, look at that. If you don't have that order already pending, you should have had that order in. I said buy new lows. You can't just tell people to buy new lows. You're going to blow up their... Dude, you got a fucking 8 pip stop, 5 pip stop. You can't get in here. What are you, fucking nuts? You're telling them to put up there forever, those orders. I know, it's for like the forever stamp that the United States came out. They kept jacking the prices all over. They're so retarded. They had a 19-cent stamp once, and I go to the bank, I go to the thing, and I can't figure out the math. And then they give me back change. Dude, first stamp should be 5 cents, next 10, then we go to 20, 30, 40. See, that's the government for you, right? Oh no, the next stamp's $49. Dude, don't try to lowball it. Just give me a number I can do the fucking math and give you a crisp $5 bill, and I can get 50 stamps. Wait, 5 cents a stamp? Get the fuck out of there, right? I don't want to hear this like, well, you know, and there's no coupons, right? No coupons at the post office. Notice how that works. Very, very disturbing. Hey, we're still waiting for the stock market. We had 2 minutes before the top of the hour. We're going to see the hammer come down here on something, because this is do or die, top of the hour. Last chance. It's really going, gone. This is the auction theory. Do I hear so-and-so? I don't hear anything. Okay, going, gone. Okay, there's an expiration. That's why I call it an auction. I was trying to explain to this guy. 8-hour orders. I got an 8-hour auction out there. People sell stuff on eBay. They want to create more excitement. This is lasts for 2 hours, this auction. People are sitting there ready to click the button. They're overbidding it, right? Yeah. So, same theory. You know, sitting here, underbidding it, overbidding it. Are you going to get in? What if you have a pending order? I don't know if you can do a pending order, or they call it like a hidden auction or like silent auction. Shh. Wait, we're going to have an auction. Silent auction. I heard the silent auction. I thought, oh, this must be for mutes, right? No, apparently, I don't know, sealed auction. But here, everybody can see the price. It's amazing. No secrets. Got a unconfirmed entry here at the 10-yard line. Why did you buy the 10-yard line? Well, gee, I don't know. I saw this double bottom on the 15, and somebody told me that was support. So I put an order in there. But wait a minute. My stochastics that the bank uses, the 883 doesn't seem to be queuing up today. Ruh-roh. So, you know, really? We might have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. But if you're up $500, get out. I was up $1,000. I've been up and down thousands of dollars. I could have got out. See, look at this. I'm making money because I went long on this guy. I'm losing because I'm mostly short. Okay, now it looks like a little bit of follow through possibly. Here comes 1 minute, 5 seconds before the top of the hour. What do you think? Think the euro's going to go down? We're going to let it go. Go to the half-hour charts have updated. So have the hour charts. This thing's still going north. Like I said, this thing's on a tear. Now we could go down here. We'll buy new lows again. Another thing people say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Maybe that's why the guy thinks I'm insane. Because if you're a trader, you got to just keep hitting that button. When the market tells you, come hit my button. So, you know, look at this beautiful pullback, top bottom on the 30-minute. We're long that. Double bottom entry here. We bought the last bottom on the wick. If it retests there and folds in there. Okay, now here we are. I'm going to buy. Right? Because it's down for 5 minutes. I should put buy limits in right now. Buy limits to buy really close. And that's on my hotkey. I'll put a buy stop in. We're in a corner of the market. We have buy stops. We have buy limits below. I'm going to put a buy stop here with a wide stop because look at the wicks on that. Look at the British pound. How vicious that top is. See this rally here. You see the overshoot on the British pound. This was the climax in the selling of the dollar, and this is the wick that you didn't get that kind of This is 20 pip. You had to write a script twice the size here to trade that same top. That's why you can't backtest. Backtesting is complete bullshit. I'm risking 2% of my account on each. Okay, great. Wow. You're not paying attention to the ATR. You get ATR filter per bar? It's impossible, man. You'd have to have 10 robots, mechanical robots, trading breakouts or limit, telling the robot, buy new lows per last ATR. You have to direct that and it has to run 10 robots. Each has their own stop. Each is triggered upon certain ATR ranges. I mean, you're up 15 pips on this right here. So if I hand plays stuff here, right here, really big orders to scalp. If I'm a scalper, I could scalp on the 30-minute chart. Buy new lows. I can see the trend. It's going up. I can see this is drifting down, kind of. This is sideways, right? This is like coiling up. So I'm going to buy this at the market right now. We just closed the, we're still in the middle of this doji. I'm going to buy at the market here. I'm going to buy here again at the market. And I'm going to sell here on stops. I'm going to buy here on stops. When the stock market opens, if the stock market sells off today, I'm telling you, plus it's the end of the month, don't forget, there's window dressing. Brokers are going to sell their clients' stock funds at the end of this month so that they can show them an amazing bank balance. Plus, you're going into a holiday weekend. I'm going to tell you right now, this could be the top of the stock market. They'll just blame it on Trump. There's nothing to do with Trump. In other words, people are going to sell their stocks. You know what they're going to do? They're going to buy shit. And then we could actually have hyperinflation. If these people sell their stocks, don't forget, if they sell their stocks, the dollar goes down, right? There's too many dollars. This is fundamental, just if you look at sector rotation, right? And maybe people buy gold and then they sell it to them and the gold goes down because there's a bunch of people buying, but it's going down and all the gold bugs are like, they're manipulating the market. There's so many people buying gold. There's a scarcity and the price is going down. What's going on? Yeah, dude, because you know what? Nobody gives a fuck. People don't understand the market is, they're looking at the market upside down. What's going on is that if there's the scarcity, there's a scarcity of a lot of things. There's certain things that have never changed price. You can go buy, there's microphones that still cost $100 from the 70s. You can buy a Shure microphone, a dynamic microphone. You see on stage, these people, $1 million entertainers using a fucking $80 mic live on stage or $300 mic. That mic's been $300 for 40 fucking years, dude. What does that say? Are there too many of those mics? Does nobody give a fuck about the price of that? So what's really going on, right? And because it doesn't matter. I don't own any gold because it's ridiculous. I'd rather own an amplifier I can listen to. Those go up in value. Get a gold-plated amplifier. How's that, right? Get some limited edition piece of equipment. In fact, somebody's saying that these games, right, these crude games that first came out, the very first, computer games, they're going for a mint now because people are nostalgic, apparently. So it's priced on nostalgia. Okay, looks like the market's going against me here, so we have to wait. Okay, 5 more minutes. We just got our buy signal. It's down. It's 5 minutes after the hour. We're just going to keep buying. Buy, and then we're going to sell. Now we wait as we come into the opening. I'm going to buy stops on this guy. So it's down, we're buying. All right, that's the rule. It's flat here. British pound, we might get chopped up. So I'm going to put wider stops in here. Like I said, this is not ideal. I'm going to put wide stops in here too because ATRs are on fire. We need to trade wider stops and bigger tape profits here. I didn't even look at the news. I don't even know what the jobs report is. It's not going to matter. As you can see, everything the market knows has been digested right here. So everything that's known, otherwise, wouldn't you think that somebody would step in and You can ride the big boys. They go. This is the problem with these guys that say, the big boys, right? We wait till they make a move and then we get in and ride their tail. No, we don't. We do what they do. We get in when the market's dead in the water and we pick a direction and we put a stop and we go, I don't fucking know. Let the market prove you right. You got buy stops. If it's going to continue going up, you're going to get filled. Buy stops here. Look at the vacuum that's been forming above. Those are all my take profits. I'll be scaling out along the way. Hopefully I'll be up $1,000 as we leave into these settlements that I still have pending above here. I'm a little iffy on. So what I do is I open up Control N, take a look at the navigator. Let's pluck off some of these ridiculously dangerous orders because I do think we're going to go through the roof here. Okay, I'm buying more euros. We're defying the overbought on the daily. People on the daily don't have a chance. There's no pullback on the daily. There hasn't been one day down. This is one of those bone crushers to the north. 5 days up kind of shit, I think. We'll find out today. We still have tomorrow, so we could finish at 114.50-ish at the end of the day and just go into like a malaise up there, sideways, kind of just hunt and peck. Not really any great trades, right, for a bunch of pips, but, you know, just trade bigger. Tile vertically. Let's pluck off some of these. They look scary. Like, I want to start selling 10 pips above the highs maybe, or right at new highs. We'll stick with the same algorithm that we sell new highs. I was going to sell up into that because I thought there might be a spike and a backlash when the news came out. So instead of opening up the platform, it's easier to pluck them off here because I can't really drill through all that text. Text makes me angry, so stay away from the text. Come in here. I'm underwater on a couple giant stops here. Let's pluck these off and get them away from the... Get them right to the edge of the wick. And this is going... And the daily, you saw the daily, you just wouldn't believe it. Just crushed through a whole bunch of price. Looking for a meltdown in the stock market. I mean, look, I'm calling the high of the stock market today. Don't call me when you blow up your account. I'll have the press, you know, at the Forex, blatantforextrading.com. When you call our real phone number, it's press 1 if you've blown up your account. Press 2 if you're about to blow up your account. Press 3 if you think that you've made so much money you're about to blow up your account. Press 4 if you want to talk to one of our unfriendly support staff. We're in about we just picked up a few more. Okay, so about $2,400. We're down $200. Just over standard lot there. So real big. Looking for a rally and plucking off the orders here. Here comes the 10-minute traders. But we already bought into this. It was a little white knuckle buying into that, but we done did it. So we stepped in front of the train. We stepped up to the plate. The half-hour signal was buy every half hour it's down. You're not going to overtrade the half-hour chart. We have a confirmed uptrend now. We draw our first trend line, especially if we close, when the news comes out, if we close up here. Not to say we won't go smashing down, but we're scalping out along the way. We just took some profits on something. Go back to my original theory that this is overbought. In other words, original theory that we're going to get the dollar come down against the yen. And there's going to be the reconciling of the dollar. Because when the stocks open in the States, this is where it's going to unfold. And if you look at the daily yen, does it look a little overbought? Does anybody have their stochastics smashing along the ceiling on the daily? This is a vicious pair. You know, This is the same as the yen, as the same trade as the euro trade. Exact same story, different day. Vacuum fills right to here, the pullback, and we're still filling vacuum all the way to the treetop cycle, actually selling all the way up into this bottom. So you might actually see that target get hit, but we're going to get into the turnbuckle. So we're literally trading this both ways of Tuesday. Now that the daily pound is severely overbought, but it's pulled back. So we have this wick we could still push up. What is the daily here? Same story as the pound in a way. Smashes up, scalpers come in. Do we get follow through here, right? 5-minute chart. We have a 15-minute chart. We need to hold this trend line on the half hour. So everybody goes to the half hour because the news is coming out at the bottom of the half hour. So it's a perfect setup for the channel for timing the market. You're timing the market. This could be the top of the up channel on the yen. If that's true, you want to sell at the top of the up channel on this on the half hour. So that would be hitting it, right? You draw a perfect channel there. So, oh, I sold at the top of the channel. It made sense. Plus, I sold because it was new highs. In this one, you're saying, well, you know the sellers, if this is a channel, you know the sellers are going to come in and touch the top of that channel. We're cashing out as it goes up. Same thing here. That's the target for the people that say this is 1, 2, 3 wave. I would say as far as Elliott waves goes, just count 1, 2, 3 because you want to trade wave 3. Wave 4, forget about it, right? Who wants to trade wave 4? If Elliott wave was 3 waves, right, it would have made sense. Find wave 0. Wave 0 is the new low. 0, 1, 2, 3, or it blows this out and we cash out, we're done. Just trade wave 3. Anybody's trying to trade Elliott wave, take wave 4 and 5 and forget about it. It's too much drama. There's too many counts. The problem with wave 4 is there's an Elliott wave inside of wave 4 that's just what they would call a extension. It's like hair extensions on chicks, right? Why bother? Just shave your head. I don't want you, like, I want to get a rug burn. So shave, like, why don't you just, but 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 3 strikes, you're out. Easy. Just take your money and run, man. Nothing wrong with taking a profit. Right here. The scalpers had a field day with your ass. Sell limits here. Where do you think their targets were? New lows. You bought there. It's a revolving door. You bought there. I don't know. You don't need a Fibonacci for this shit, dude. You would really? Well, this is the 618. I think you're right. We should get in there. What? You didn't sell it. You couldn't see that. Well, their first target was here, right? Yeah, actually their first target was here, previous top. So they made that. They let the rest ride to here, and then they got in here and went the other way. Up, down, almost like the market's going up and down. Almost like here was your sell limit here, and you got out here at new low. So you got in there, you got there. It's wick to wick trading, man. Super low risk. It really doesn't get any lower than that. I can't imagine, right? We're looking for follow through. The stocks are going to open up, and this is going to be, we're going to see if they bring the hammer down on the stock market. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart here. So the market makers, or the people that want to make a bunch of money, are short right now on that wick. They're short right there. The latecomers put sell limits above that wick. They're short now. Right? We're not waiting to get in down here after confirmation on some bullshit. I'm not. I'd leave that to, actually, you could have sold at the market here on the rally. If you think this is the high, But you're not going to put a sell stop here. Yeah, I got confirmation. Okay, they just trapped and raped you, right? They raped you. They raped you and your wife in the alley. How you feel now? Now look at you, right? Scarface. Now look at you. I told you, no children. So when I saw that, when I started putting my buy limits here, I said, I think I understand this game. Yeah, fuck the books I read. So let's go back to the market. This actually, the buyers came in there. See. They're trapping. Anybody's like, oh, yeah, I want to get in that thing. Let's see how this resolves. Very curious to see if I get this right. When I saw this before the big sell-off, before I saw the exact same thing. Come up, nick that shoulder. This is the shoulder, right? If you like head and shoulders, this is a shoulder. This is the head back here. Okay, so we're cashing out. People are hitting this channel. The news is coming out. Everybody's taking profits here. Sellers are coming into the top of this channel on a 30-minute. 30-minute chart rules. I can't believe that guy said he doesn't trade the 30-minute chart. Twice as many opportunities as the 1-hour chart and not as much noise as a 15. Maybe he didn't trade the 15. 15's a little tough. You gotta be like hitting it. Half hour. You know, 48 chances to blow up your account per day. You have 40. That's if you don't go to sleep. Right? Is that right? Yeah. 48 bars a day. 96 on a 15. A little tough. You better take your money and run. Take your 15-minute scalp or your 30-minute scalp and run. You don't want to. You build a position on the 4-hour chart. You build a position on a half-hour chart and have it predetermined. Just drag and drop right into that new low, new high. It's just too easy. People don't like it. It's too easy. Can't show off their ego with their Gartleys. Let's face it. These Gartleys are just very inviting. They're pastel colored. They're triangular. Who doesn't love a triangle? Who doesn't love geometry? Who doesn't love a nice square? Of course, I'm putting in rectangles in there, squares. But who doesn't like a nice wedge? All right, stocks are going to open. We're going to see what the hammer. We're breaking out this channel here. This thing's itching to fill this void on the north side. And this will be almost like, it feels like Friday, like there'll be like a move here, and then it's going to be, I think if this is an explosive move on anything up or down, it's going to be like, wow. Kind of, people are going to go on vacation tomorrow probably and lock in for just totally, take a long weekend. Okay, we still haven't left the station here. They trapped us. Half-hour scalpers just came in there, see? New highs, sellers came in. Is it a fake out or is it a breakout? That's why you don't want to be the guy buying that. You don't want to be the guy buying that breakout on the half-hour with your stop down here like a goober. I did what they said. I put my stop here and I got in, and the next day I'm a trend trader. Oh, okay. Great. Now we're losing money, right? Now you're underwater. They're coming towards your stop. You should have banked something on a scalp and never add to a market that's going up, I say. Unless you can drop down to a smaller time frame and buy on a 1 minute. Sometimes there's only a 5 or 1 minute pullback. The market's screaming. Pulls back for 1 minute. Pull trigger. Yeah, because guess what? It's going so hard, so fast. And maybe you only make like 40 pips. That's even if they fill your order. If your stop's too tight when you pull the market order button, they won't fill you. They'll be like, you know what? By the time that hits the platform, it hits your broker thing, and it comes in, the price has already moved a few milliseconds. That is no longer a good trade because you have too tight a stop on your market order. If your scripts aren't launching, it's because you're running too tight a stop. I mean, too cheap. See, the scalpers are making their money right there. They trapped those fuckers. We're slightly up on this trade, on this euro. We're still getting killed on the yen, though. It's going north. They trapped on the British pound, too. See the new highs? Trap, pullback. So you have to wait till stocks open, and there's one more piece of news coming out maybe at 10 o'clock. Some consumer confidence or some nonsense. It's always something with these people. Okay, I'm looking at the numbers here. Final GDP is 1.4%. So apparently Americans are still they're working hard and they're making, we projected 1.2 and it came in better at 1.4. So it's very good for the economy. Probably very bad for stocks because people have been in stocks because the economy's been in recession. So if the economy gets better, bye-bye stock market, right? So I think that's obvious, right, from a fundamental standpoint. And then the GDP index is down. I don't know if that's good or bad. Unemployment claims are up, which means the economy is getting better, right? Why? Because people are like getting rid of their other job and they're getting a better job. They're like, see you, bye. So they collect unemployment till they find a better job. That's just my view of the numbers here. I could be totally wrong. I don't know if this number is good based on going way back in time, but you can spin it any way you want. Like if you're bullish, you spin the numbers. That's why fundamental numbers are ridiculous too. Some guy was talking about in the comments there about what could happen with this. That wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter to my trade because I can see what's going on. I can see if I need to be where my orders need to be. So it wouldn't matter to that. And certainly it's fun to have a big ego and say, well, look at, I told you, see, based on the fundamentals, the market went there. I'm like, okay, but, you know, I don't live in that world of 300 pip, 500 pip stops. I can't live in that world. I wouldn't want to wait that long to get stopped out of something, right? You're putting why even put us, right? Just, I put a 500 pip stop in just in case. Yeah, that's it. Put a 500 pip stop with a 10 pip take profit, right? You can take a lot of punishment. Market's down 100 pips. You just keep hitting the buy button. I've done that trade. I've just traded so much. I couldn't even begin to tell you. Maybe that's why I've been saying I've pulled the button so many times on demos and real money that it's just mind-boggling. You know, you write a script and you don't even know. With real money, you're not even sure. Like, let's just do it. Let's hit it. Boom, boom, boom. Just blow up the account. Oh well, I guess I got to dial that down. So you're always down to dial this in. You're building your own sports car, really. You're going to blow up a few engines. So what? I think that dollar yen's going to crush me, though. Even if the dollar loses to the euro and the pound, I think you can't do this correlation. But we're going to stubbornly keep putting sell stops underneath the rally in the, I did this yesterday, made money, trailing sell stops underneath dollar yen in case it does back up. It's confirmation on entry of 1 pip. Okay, so I don't know if I'm up or down here. I think I'm down like $300. So I'm gonna chase the euro here because I'm not going to go to the 5-minute chart. I can already see we pulled back on the 5-minute chart. Right, we're right where the scalpers got in. They're underwater now. They're going to be underwater in a little bit. So I'm going to buy back there. They're going to buy back too. Scalpers have their fun. I'm loading up on buy stops here. I'll re-enter the goober entry. And that's another thing you can do is, if it's a real breakout, it should go through it again. So don't trade the first breakout. Let it come back underneath where you would have got in anyways, right? That's your confirmation. You wait for the pullback. They broke out, they pulled back. Now I'm going to put in the limits. There's a 2-hour limits. And here I'm going to sell on stops. Cash is going to open, stock market, and we'll see complete insanity. I think there's going to be a huge rush into. And the weird thing is that people say, well, they raised the interest rates. Yeah, but, you know, it doesn't matter. The crowd determines interest rates, not the Federal Reserve. Jesus, can anybody figure that out? I mean, people, there's fees. When you transfer money, there's fees. That's an interest rate. The guy's collecting money. I don't know. People are just totally brainwashed by everything they see in the news, don't you think? It's just ass backwards. It's just designed to sell newspapers. Okay, moment of truth, man. It's do or die. Here comes stocks. They're crushing me on that yen. Look at stocks. They trap the breakout traders. If it takes that out, it negates, right? Or we sell, or it's going to come up there, stop that out, you sell new highs again. This is insanity. You do the same thing over and over again and get the same result. Yeah, because you got the same stop, right? Maybe you have a different stop and it's less insane of a trade. Insanity comes in levels. I'm just going to insanely keep putting sell stops on this, though. Trailing 1 pip sell stops. Alrighty then. The market opens in 2 minutes. And if this thing takes out this blue line, goodbye stocks. The window dressers are coming in and they're going to dump. And they're going to send out a statement that looks so delicious to their clients. And their clients are going to go out, and the rich are going to get richer. Works for me. You know, you can't suck the rich, because if you do that, we all get what? I say, let the rich get really rich and let them come in and trade and create more liquidity for me. Let them pay, like if the rich people would do direct, like GoFundMe, you know, the rich people should get together. The funny thing is that people say, well, the Bilderbergers and all that. Dude, seriously? Let those people get together. Let the Bilderberger group get together and go private. And just run their own stuff, right? Yeah, we're going to build the road. They'll lobby the government to be the road builders. I'm on these roads right now, and I'm thinking, really? This is so dangerous. Isn't anybody going to pave this road? You know what they do here? We've got this neighborhood where the richest people live. You know what they do? There's an island in the middle of the beat the fuck road. What do? They spent about, I'm thinking, $20 million on landscaping. So as you're driving over the potholes, you're looking over at these brand new trees and wood chips and they've almost got little deer like on leashes and stuff. Like, what? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we're rich people. Oh, yeah, but dude, is the road designed to keep people without SUVs out? Like, is SUV only town? Stocks are going up. How high can they go? This will be interesting. They're going up, but wait a minute. Ruh-roh. I love watching them I love watching stocks crash because I'm not a stock trader. Yikes. Oh boy, here comes the 30-second traders. Here we go. Bye-bye. So see ya. There goes your pension fund. There goes your kid's college fund. Better get out. Sending out my newsletter. Sell stocks. Sell the dollar. Okay, maybe I'm going to fill here on my sells finally. When are they going to see it my way that the yen's overbought? When is the market going to understand that I'm right? Don't these people understand what's going on here? When are they going to see it my way? Oh boy. It's fragile here, man. What's going to happen? Caught in a trap. Oh boy. Okay, let's come back to this, see what happens. 4 minutes. Wait, 4 more minutes. We're locked and loaded. The 5-minute traders are coming in 1 minute. They could bring the hammer down. It's like the tidal waves are created out of little baby waves. The 5-minute traders, all these guys come together in unison. Got a top bottom on the 30-minute. We're right there right now. They're pulling back on the dollar yen. We might be able to make back. We sold up into that like you can't believe. We're waiting for a pop in the euro and then a pop in the up in the pound and a smash down. And I'll buy the yen super deep into the plunge zone all the way back here. So I drew a trend line to break here. We hold this trend line. This is confirmed buy trend, right? Because it swung lower high in swing price. Closing price is swing price, not the wicks. Stop it with the wicks, people. And we sold the top of the channel. Plus, we sold this because it was high. We sold new highs. We're going to be above water on this trade if we ever make it below this first sell limit, right? We have to make it below here to get to break even. And if this is a top, if tops should become bottoms, if we blow through here, then it's even more confirmation that that's over for that thing. They destroyed it. Let's take a peek and see what the stocks are doing. Ruh-roh. So, as I figured, now, not saying that the guy that didn't sell here didn't make money, but the guy that's short here right now is totally loving it. And he's probably going to buy back right here. His target's here, or he's getting out right now. He got out at these new lows into this vestibule. The buyers are coming in now. Here's the battle. So this is the chink in the armor, I believe. If we cannot go any higher, that is the daily. This is historical high here. And the euro is breaking history as far as going up for a rally. Look at the sellers just came in. I just saw a smash down here. Now this could be it. If you're a scalper, you're getting out right now. I'm up $300. I'm up $300. Now I'm up $400. Now I could get out here in 2 minutes and make like $1,000, like totally like $1,000, and be done for the day, or I'll let it ride. So this is the craps thing. Do you let it ride? When you're playing craps, there's this let it ride apparently. And if I start getting out of stuff, like my margin starts to disappear, I'm all the way down to like using $500 of margin. I've already made $1,000. Then I'm like, okay, you know what? Then I have the option of just going totally flat, call it a day. It's make a bunch of money in a 10-minute window after the stock's open and be over with it, be done with it. Right? Beautiful, right? Let's take a look at the stocks. We're going to go to the 1 hour chart. Is this going to be a crush down? Are we going down here today? Or next week, are we going to fill this void? That's going to be ugly. Okay, so we bought here on confirmation. In other words, it broke out, pulled back, and we bought. We could have bought on the dips there, and actually bought as it came back to here. Those are my buy stop orders that have been filled. In the lower 20% of that wick is where I get in. I love that guy with the, we're waiting for a pullback of 20% on the wick, and we're going to get in there. Okay, Jethro, I'm all over there, buddy. Now saddle up, because we're going to do some martingale on this dollar yen. What I tell you about martingale, son? Listen, come here, boy. Let me show you something. Because we're cashing out something. We're up $600. We're waiting to ride the storm out here Thursday. Plowing north on the euro, plowing north on the pound. Like I said, the pound's going to take wider stops. A lot of limit orders there. A lot of smashing around in here, like boom, 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 boom. A lot of wick. Whole lot of wick in that thing. Notice the spreads. 3, 5, 6, 3, 4, 7. Huge spreads here. Going to 1 pip here. So see if we can't make like $2,000 here. Boom, we're out. We're getting out of stuff right now. I can see margin dropping. So pressure's off. They're going to come out with news at 10:30. It's going to be the natural gas news, which actually is quite a big. It says yellow, but it's a big thing because that's the United States cash crop is natural gas. So it really, the hedge funds look at that, right? They're like, okay, let's lock that in. Let's lock it in. Or they know that everybody knows that they know, right? It's like Robinacci. I know that they know that I know that they're in the restaurant and they're watching me because I know how to trade. Ever since I started trading like this, I've had to I bought a cloaking device. Actually, I just dress up like if you see another Bruce Jenner, that's me. That's my get up. I got the Halloween outfits, right? Remember that? That's a very offensive Halloween outfit you picked, son. We don't appreciate you taunting the other people that dress like that. Okay. The 10-minute traders have stepped in. So we could take our chips and go home. We're up 660. We just cashed out of something on the pound. These are the take profits for the next 10 pips here. We'll be going flat. This window right here will be cashing out. So as that vacuum fills, we're saying bye-bye. And this is still pulling back. So if I wanted to add to something here, I would, but I'm not. I'm just going to let this all play out into the top of the hour. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got a top bottom on the 5-minute Dow Jones here. Sellers are coming in at this double bottom became a top. Are we going to go into the pool of madness? Blame it on the health care bill by Trump. This is what the news is going to say. All right, go figure. Painfully obvious. Major, probably the biggest sell-off in the stock market maybe in the last, there's very thin up here. It's a long way down, people. It's a long way down. Bye-bye. See, you wouldn't want to be you. So if we take out this wick and go into the pool, the bears are going to take this bull meat back to the cave, have it for dinner. Very scary to buy that. Very frightening. It's very, very frightening. The pound, we're cashing out. We're making money on this finally. We've still got 10 standard lots to cash out. So as we come to the top of the hour, I'm looking for 12 pips of win. So we started at 63.5. We're up $1,200. Trying to get $2,000 by the top of the hour. So there you go. Still waiting for the British pound to start cutting through all the stops. And I'm going to start selling above the high of the day. I didn't get done plucking off the reversal exposure here. So let me pluck this off so that we're just outside of the high of the day. So if there's a violent follow through, that we can scalp the kickback, the buyer's remorse kickback. So I'm managing the pre-trade here. Managing the entries. Especially this British pound moved very hard. I think we overshoot the runway. We go past 130.10. Here's the round number. We're smashing right through it. Luckily, we just cashed out of something, though. We're cashing out of the... right now, I see we're cashing out of margins. We're getting out of that euro dollar. So this could be very dangerous to have these sells up here. So this is the drudgery of trading is... I don't have a... Actually, it would be nice to have a sell the lowest pending double click, but I don't have a hotkey for that. So I'm just going to do the drag and drop. This is the only exercise my fingers get, I think. But he's a trackball for that. I just ordered some knit-tipped pens for my tablet so I can drag and drop on the tablet. I used to trade while sleeping back in the old days when I had a HTC phone. Had an MT4 platform, and I would just roll over the middle of the night, and I'd be like, watch the market smash down. I just buy one with the market, go back to sleep, right? So I build a position. I'd sleep for 2 hours. I'd wake up, restless. I wonder what the market's doing. Put an order, go back to sleep. So my sleep schedule was just like about 10 naps. like cluster napping, because I just love trading too much apparently. And I thought, God, I just don't want to miss, I don't want to miss anything. And so we've got out about almost half of our margin exposure right now. At this point, I'm almost tempted to close all profits, but I will wait till the top of the hour. And if I wait till natural gas, we could be screaming through the high of the day on the euro, the high of the day on the pound, and the low of the day on the dollar yen. So see, they were all moving in unison at one point, and when stocks opened up, you can see the load level is like, well, what's cash, right? Because cash is king. And look at, they're smashing the fuck out of this thing. Now, if I was to buy this on limits, right, you'd be buying right now. See, new lows here on that wick, but very scary. Only for the scalp. And where is your exit going to be? If you're buying, you got to get out here. That's your scalp. I think a bloodbath coming in this. The low of the day is very far. If this thing takes out the low of the day, you can only imagine what the newspapers, but we could take out the low tomorrow. Okay, people are cashing out of this. We just made it to 65 now. Could have got out there. I'm waiting for this guy to hit its targets, and we just have to wait. This is the hard part, because when you're up really big, you're like, oh, we just got out of something. I think we just got out of some yen because I just saw the margin drop. So I'm running the same scripts on everybody here. This is I rewrote one script, but this is pretty much what I did in the last video posting. So what I can do is take this current form or this current version, post it in a new space. And I don't know how that works, but it's connected to the last video. So I'd say half of this is scalps, half of it, some of these are 50 pip targets. So if I let this whole thing go through, not to mention I have sell exposure on the euro beyond the high of the day here. We start selling again. Tonight we'll sell, and this is really super aggressive. Literally going to sell the new high of the day up into this, so we could still take punishment. We got to make at least maybe $3,000 here to risk $1,000 to get into $1,000 drawdown, because I'm running this risk 80 pips to make 40 on this one drop here. That's huge. I'm going to put this 40 pips above. It'll be a swing. I don't have to wait till we hit the 40 pip target though. I'm saying I put 80 pip stop on because I want to really get in. We have the 30 pip stop to make 30. That's break even. Here's the 80 to make 40. Here's the break even. I don't know when it's not running. Recompile that. If it doesn't run, recompile. I think I just maybe overloaded the system. Okay, still waiting for this damn euro dollar to go up. I don't know. Oh, it doesn't. You know what? It doesn't exist. The problem with the favorites list is that if you've deleted that order, actually moved that order. It was a logarithmic order, so I moved all those logarithmic orders. None of these exist anymore. They're on the favorites list, but they don't exist. This one does for some reason. That's but this is, so this one's gone. We have to go to this area here. Go back to the list here. 50 pips to make 50 pips, 36 pip range, 10K over 36 pips, linear break evens, 50, risk 50 to make 50. I don't think we'll ever fill, but it's just fun. So we finally made our $6,500. And thank God we got out of the pound because the sellers came in there. Sellers came in. We sold up into those wicks because we knew we had to, right? Now they're pulling back, and I'm barely in it, right? Perfect trade. That one's out. We're down. We're in half the margin we were before. I think almost in. We're at $2,400 now. We're at $1,400 now. This still has to complete, maybe go up, and this is. I could come in right now with my take profits per. You see how they trapped here? I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to take all the winners off of that because I can see where the buyers are coming in. That's their target, regardless of where my target was set to get out. Fuck that. Getting out now. Going to go flat on that currency. Here's the margin evaporating. We're flat there. We're still long the pound. We got free margin up. We're still getting out of stuff. We're padding the account. We're up on the day. We're going to ride that one currency into the sky. Now I'm afraid there's too many sell limits on this. So I'm going to start plucking these things off. These are too close. I think we're going to take out the high of the day with some velocity. Then I'm going to put a cushion of sell orders up, starting 10 pips above, and we'll start to lightly get in. I'm still getting out of that yen. Look at the margin dropping. I'm still getting out of the yen. So this is orchestration trading. Very difficult. But somebody sent me to take all profits per. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I tried to do this originally in my very first video. And I was telling the person that was watching the account, I said, listen, you gotta get out of what stuff that's saying get out. If it's saying get me out, you've got to let them out, right? You wouldn't leave me in here, would you, buddy? So you got to get the mannequin out of the box. You can't let them be in there. So here I'm going to close ticket. Keep closing these pendings that are sitting out in space. Because we could go all the way to 1450. We would only start selling heavy there. I'll let those sit. Take off to clear these off all the way up into the so the other way to do it is to come in here, go by price, find the sell limits in the euro, prices top to bottom, go for the lowest sell limit, the lowest sell limits here, start taking these off, right? Hear that door slam? Just clip off these that are too close to the current price. We don't want to get crushed on the north side. If we get a blow off top in the stock market, it takes out the low of yesterday, you know this thing's going to 115. It's going to be madness. The madness of crowds. Okay, we've trimmed up to here. Let's let that sit. We're still riding profits on this, and the pound is still slightly making money. And now this looks scary. Too many sells up here. And I could have stayed in this one, right? But I went flat on that. I wanted to bank that. I'm only in $700 of margin now. Very low exposure. I'm up $2,000. I'm up like 1,800 bucks. The scalpers made their money here on these trade. They bought new lows and they got out here. They never saw, in fact, when we weren't watching there. So they bought this low, but here's where they really got in for the scalp. They're long right now. Their exit would be on the 5-minute, and they already got out. See this entry? They bought here. They sold there. The sellers came in here. Bad color, right? They bought here. They knew they had to get out here. Sellers came in there. They also came in at new highs. So the trend traders got in there. Trend traders here. Sell, sell. Stairway to hell. Obvious, right? 5 minutes to the top of the hour. So the guy that's still long here, his target might be up here. He's like, oh yeah, right. Okay, now the pound's coming back to life. The euro's still holding back. We haven't been able to take out this wick here. Still waiting on a friend. So we could buy that on limits. We'll let everything just go though, because we're still in the pound. We still have exposure on the top side here. So let's start trimming these guys out. We get a blow off top here. Scalps back, finishes like kind of back where it's at, and everybody's like, wow, what the hell just happened? So that's when we just want to close the doors, shut down the shop. See, now we're underwater a little bit. But we're in small. We're in small. We're not going to see big swings in our equity now. We keep trimming these orders off the top. Just keep taking these guys off the top. Close, close, close. Just keep trimming this exposure because we don't want to get lamb-based. Okay, so the buyers are coming in here. You can see a little bit, and getting a pullback here, not getting the job done. So I'm going to buy here at the on this pullback at the top of the hour. So the top of the hour, we're down. We're okay. It's okay to buy. I'm not going to buy this guy, but I will buy more euro here. As we approach the top of the hour, since I got extra free margin, I'm going to put the buy stops in for the scalps. And I'm going to put in the long range buy stops. These are going to make targeted to take out the high of the day. We're going to need to go long if we're going all those sell limits above. Another chance to get in here. Kind of getting in before the close of the hour. I'm anticipating we are going to close down at the top of the hour. It's a chance to add here since we've freed up margin. Now these are all buy stops with long range targets. I don't see a signal here to buy. Now if this came back, I would buy it. So we're anticipating the top of the hour that we're going to be down on here, and if we're not, it's bobbing in that window for our entry. We want to accumulate in fair value here before we take out those highs. We don't want to put buy stops for confirmation on those wicks and get trapped. Okay. You could put buy limits in. This is the other option, is you go like this and you say, I'll buy on limits here. Go to a tight limit with a big target. Like here, you buy a 10K, just like that, to try to make 20 pips. Same thing here. Put in a big fat order here. I guess that script's frozen. I'm not seeing stuff come in there. Here we go. Broker wasn't letting that order come in. I guess it's smashing down. Top of the hour. We're buying into the natural gas reports at the bottom of the hour coming. Okay, it's a buyer's dream right here. It's down and buy. Buying stops. We got that limit bank filling. Looking for 60 pip. Take profits on this 10K. Bought new lows. Got to load up on this because if we're going up, we got 20 seconds to buy here, and then we could rip north into the natural gas report, or maybe not. We made $1,500. Plenty of drama right here. So there you go. We bought into that on the way down. So we're done buying. And let her go. See what happens. Put a few goober trades in. Get back into like 5 standard lots. Alrighty then. Top of the hour. We're done buying. Pulled back. Perfect double bottom. Still holding a new trend line. Still hold this trend line. This thing's going to hell. Let's see where stocks are at. Ruh-roh. Stock alert. Sell signal. Going through the floor. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. As soon as it takes this out, I'm thinking smash down all And it's down on the day. It opened here. It's down, and stocks are down today. Way down. We're going to Memphis. Going to California. Oh boy. It's going to get ugly. Smash down here. I want to trim off these buy limits. Get rid of these guys. Actually, those are sells. I'm still short. Those are losers. Get rid of these buy limits. So those losers might become winners. I'm underwater on that. Had a really wide stop, like 80 pips stop on that. When natural gas comes out, everything's going to lock in. And then it's just going to be like, let it go. This is the best entry of the day if it's going up. And the rest would be like follow through, drift up, smash up, or whatever you want to call it. Now we have to be careful about this. Start trimming these guys out. We don't want to overload the wagon on the top side. But just to make sure everything was running, I just really overdid it, you know. It's a demonstration account. We're going to sell 10 pips above the high of the day. Here we're going to sell just like 1 pip above the high day. It feels like Friday for some reason. Looks like we're still selling too close to the high of the day. Just come plucking these guys in. So this is all the work. If I put the tick chart in, I'll have a little closer to the orders here. View market watch. Let's get this a little closer to my drop point so I can just go faster here. So I can go pretty fast here. Oops. Anything up here, and look how dense I put them in. It's just ridiculous. You can't even see them evaporating, really. But it must be working, right? Yeah. That's how dense I put them in. Just ridiculous. Okay, man. Moment of truth here. Down $200. Even though it says we're up this much. I think we just scalped out of something. Buyers are coming in here on the stocks. Scary on the 15. There's a 4-hour view. Brace yourself. 5 seconds to the 5-minute update charts. Now you seriously got to be thinking about getting rid of some of these sell limits up here. I trimmed out as many as I could here, but I think I overdid it, so I'm a little concerned. This cloud up here might be a little bit too... Now, I'd thin it out here. I wouldn't make a hard entry. Get in gradually. Still got follow through to come on this guy. This guy's still coming up. Here we go. Got to follow through here. We bought on that pullback. Don't forget, we loaded the wagon here as much as we could. And the market orders have already cashed out. We might even go flat on this account up into that. Ideally, we go flat up into this thing. And then it comes smashing back. We scalp out of this insane price up here. That's the perfect scenario. Dollar yen, these losers become winners. We're still plucking off these guys. Big scalp banks up here. We'll take a huge drawdown. Some of these are 80 pip stops. With 40 pip take profits. Tell vertically. Stocks are crashing. Bye-bye stock market. And go back to Forex. These losers will become winners. In fact, the take profits out, but let that go through the thing. The only danger here is these sell limits above. If we really rock it up here when natural gas comes out, it's going to be crazy. Absolutely insane. Alrighty then. Creeper gear. I'm going to get out here, bank my money and run. Looks like a vicious pullback for a second. Sellers are coming in here, no doubt. Waiting for natural gas. Well, I'm not in as big as I was because I chose to be a scalper today. So I'm making money here, but we still have exposure on the upside, and I'm about to get to break even on this sell here. But it's okay. It's okay if we take our $400 and go flat. I'm good with that. No problem of getting out right now, actually. Now, I could take all profits here because they're trapping these guys, right? Are we going to take out the high day, or is this a failure swing? Natural gas is coming out in 15 minutes, so should we wait? You know, I think I'm just going to cash out. Cashing out of everything, go flat, and I'm going to take the money and run for the moment. We can always get back in. In fact, this could be it. I'm going flat. I'll still leave these losers behind. And right there, I still have these losers hanging. Try to get to 65,000 here. So they're coming back. I have limits here that could fill still. They could still fill. Fill still. Still fill. Okay, we're almost flat. We still got these losers behind, right? So we're totally flat. Scalped out. I still could buy here on limits. I come back in. I could buy the British pound here, but I've already got limits pending. So let's let that play out. The rest. Or I hit close all open and pendings right now and go flat. That's the other choice. Close all open and pendings right now, go flat. So I'm pretty much, I'm just holding this loser here. Now I just got filled on some limits here. Just so picked up a couple margin points here. Still got the losers that become winners. Still have exposure for this buy bank, and not to mention all the sells above us. Now let me buy this on stops, since I can really barely trade now. I can barely trade. I buy the one that's pulled back the most is the pound, so I'm going to buy the pound on stops. 1 pip above for big long targets here now. Because I'm going to need some money on the way up into the sell bank. My losers are becoming winners in the middle here on the yen. Natural gas comes out. Could be a bloodbath. Stocks are going through the total meltdown. Like I said, this high from yesterday, my God. And this high here was the high from this. See the window? See the seller's window? Right there. That's where you sell. If it makes you feel better, you put a stop at the high of history. If it makes you feel better. If buyers don't come at these tops, and this, now you're in fair value, the buyers will come in, for the scalpers will come in now to the stock market. Okay. We're going to buy the pound. Looks like euro's going to go through the roof. We'll see what happens here when we come up on these sell limits. I'm going to put buy stops here for the 8K. This is the 6K, the 4, 3, 2, 1Ks. With 25 pip stops, I'm loading right now in the British pound. Now I can put some psycho buy limits down here, super deep, for tonight on the yen. If they go through the floor, which if the stock market goes through the floor, dollar yen is going to be a buy. Anything below here we're buying tonight. We can buy on the way there a little bit. And we can take all profits key on that one symbol. So if we see right here, we're just going to get in. We're doing the God's green order creations. Risk 80 to make 40 here. Put this on the favorites list. Risk 80 to make 40 in a 40 pip range, 5Ks. Same thing on the upside here. I'm going to put in these huge baskets here. Logarithmic 40 pip range. So you're 4 pips apart. Now you're I'm sorry, you're 4 pips apart. Now you're actually I just kind of I don't know how many pips apart that is. My math isn't too good, but it's spaced. It's spaced. I don't know what I tried to make it 4, and then the spacing was supposed to be 5. So, but that doesn't come out right. 5 plus 8 doesn't come out right, does it? So I don't know. I spaced them. Maybe it's geometric. Looks good on the chart. Who cares? It's just the fact that we're going to sell up there. We don't have a clue. We're just going to sell up there. You don't have a clue what you're doing. Okay, making money on the pound though, right? Almost, I could have got out of those tickets right there. I do think the euro's going to lead the way out of this thing. Here we go. Meltdown in stocks. Oh, no, the buyers came in. Scalpers came in there. So they're coming in on these. Here's the top that they're probably going to start buying here again. The buyers will come in here. There's a bunch of stops here that you could buy off of people. Okay. So the pound, look at the daily pound. I'm selling above this wick and up into this one, so ideally you trim off all your buy limits that come in right here. You trim them off so they sit right on that ledge. Last night, if you would have done that on the weekly euro dollar, you made 20 pips clean off of that sell. Okay, the pound's coming back. They're smashing me. I'm making money on something. It's weird. 65. I don't know. It's kind of odd. Maybe I'm short something. Christ, it's pending orders. See, these are the guys that are almost to break even. So I could pluck those off manually if I wanted. I can even do closed order. Closed ticket right there. But looks like they're going to crush. I see the switch coming. Here we go. 10 minutes till news. They could stomp this thing into the floor. I'll buy this on the plunge. Well, they're sure backing off this. British pound's backing up a little bit. See, the wicks, it's so wicky that you really get trapped here on buy stop strategy. It's always better to do the buy limits here and put the buy limit just below. Like here, risk 10 to make 20. And you see the markets jerk around like they jerk. They go bam, bam, like right here. Look at the euro jerk up chart, just jerk up. Brutal volatility to come here. Spike right to 115, 116. Anything can happen. All right, up $8. Almost wanted to go flat into the news here. So I'm going to cut all my real money exposure on the north side. I'm going to sell at 115, up into 115, above 114.50 I start selling. I'm expecting possible super spike for some reason. I don't know. It's that scary feeling about anybody that's trying to sell into this. Those empowered trading people are trying to sell into the rally on that euro. They could just get their head handed to them. Of course, they wait till the end of next week to get into a trade that they could have gotten to this week at a really good price. So God knows how they trade over there. Look at the scalpers just cleaning up on this thing. Man, look at that wick. See, that's buy new lows on the 5-minute theory. Damn, look at this thing. They bring the hammer down when that natural gas news comes out. Wow. But I'd certainly start putting my buy limits here. There's no doubt that this would be the coolest place to get in. Too cool, man. Alrighty then. Natural gas coming out in a little bit. Let's put some 40 pip winners in here. And buy a 6K and a 5 pip range on pullbacks. Kickback rally. Put a 20 pip stop here to get the kickback before the rally. Let her rip. Bottom of the hour. We'll come back at bottom of the hour. We're just a little bit down from 6,500. So it looks like we've got about 1 minute and 20 seconds before news. I see my win rate is up to 55% on this demo account. Didn't trade quite a bit. Didn't do any manual trading the last few days. I did a couple manual trades too because I could see I wanted to be in the market. So I pulled the trigger manually without stops for like just a ton of money. A couple times. Here I'm letting everything play out. And I do think stocks are baked. We definitely scared the shit out of the bulls here. But hey, you know what? Buyers are coming in. Look at that. So it's a two-way street. This is where I normally buy, is this vacuum fill. But it doesn't mean to say that by the end of the day, that we don't come back up into this floor and the sellers come back in and we go down the channel. Picture the channel forming there. So we just trade blow by blow. We don't look back on a harmonic scanner at this point. Wouldn't make any sense. News in 5 seconds. We're up 80 bucks. Let's see some drama. I know it's Forex Factory gives it a yellow, but this is natural gas we're talking about, which is really like currency. If the United States cash crop is natural gas, we're the biggest producer on the planet. Why do they give it a yellow? I notice a lot of reversals when natural gas comes out. We'd see the stocks start to tank here again. Natural gas came out. 15-minute traders are selling. We always want to get in before the news. We want to get in regardless of the news. Fundamentals don't matter to a price trader. We just trade price. We're not in very much margin, but we're up 80 bucks. We could actually be going flat while we're coming up into those sell limits. Now I'm going to put sell limits in for tonight on the euro. I'm putting them in all the way to 116, just in case. 116. Pullbacks here. These are limits that haven't filled yet, believe it or not. So buy limits here. And I'm long the pound. So you have to orchestrate all these tickets. On 3 currency pairs, you can kind of do it. I would say maybe you want to take the pound off, but you know, the pounds, you just traded a bigger stop on that. The pound's going to make money. It looks like we're too close to our entries. Let's go to the trusty close ticket. Start doing the same thing here. Let's see. Try to anticipate a maybe bigger rally, maybe not. Maybe just go flat right now. Take the money and run. Okay, sell. I'm getting rid of my sell limits now. Big sell pack up here. Looks very scary. Could really get some serious drama, man. Overshoot the runway, especially if stocks keep tanking. They're on their way down. Okay. Here comes the 5-minute traders. Look out. The news is out. Whether the inventory is up or down wouldn't matter to me. I just think that people make decisions, and whatever some big hedge fund division makes, they're going to make the same decision I'm going to make. Right? They see the same market I'm looking at. I don't see any sellers coming into the British pound. If they're short, they're buying back their shorts. Doesn't matter what the news is. It's bullshit. Does anybody really think that trading fundamentals, this should really, gold should really be at $50 million an ounce, No, it shouldn't. I want what he's taking. I can ready to cash out everything right now. So I'm going to go flat. I think it's over. For the scalping, let's try to go as flat as we can. Let's bank that. We got $60 up. We've got plenty of exposure for buy limits now. Still buy. Very close to the market. Just like this for 8 hours. Trying to make 40 pips on that. I think it could be just like just fizzled here. It could be over. But why do we care? We only use $10 of margin right now. We could walk away at 65 even. This could still pull back before it goes up. There's not enough people on board to ride this up. Here maybe there's not enough people on board. But here we're going to load up heavier on this one on limits. We put a 10K in here with a 20 pip stop. Right back in fair value. 5-minute traders are coming in 30 seconds. If you're buying on the pullbacks in the 5 minutes, you're buying right here. You bought. So let's buy at the market a 10K, put an 8K in a stop, a 6K in a stop, 4K, 3, 2, 1, 25 pip stop. This probably looked like the stock market going down. This looks like the stock market right now. Stocks are about to plunge. Another wave of selling coming in. Put buy stops here. Buy stops. And all these limits waiting to fill in the 5. Like 70K here. I'm going to just lightly ride this up. It's not very dramatic. I was hoping for this big ripping spike, right? But this is where people are making decisions right here. Natural gas is out. All the news is out for the day. And the volatility's simmered down now, so there's setups that are almost decent on the 5-minute, right? Came back, top, bottom, it's uptrend. We're buying pullbacks on the 5-minute. You can buy at the market now. You can step in with your market orders. It's kind of safe, but this. So here, we're looking for a rally here, a run up. We buy in the pullbacks here. The British pound is not done for the day, I don't think so. We went flat, we got right back in. We banked something, we come back in, we're down $14 now. That's it. I mean, this thing looks like it's going up again, but fuck them. I got sell limits above. I'll be long into this. All my take profits are right here. So hopefully I make enough money when we get up there and we start losing momentum. The likelihood of us taking out the high of the day on the British pound and the euro start to diminish. And that's why we start to dial our trading down to just making 12 pips instead of trying to make 25 pips. And accept that, you know what? Party's almost over. Europe's going to come to a close here. And if the stocks do take out the low of yesterday, which would be very amazing, then you would see these things go up. We're looking for stocks to take out the low of the day. And then we can see the euro take out the high of the day. So everything's interconnected there. We're sitting there at the 114. We're doing 114. We've done a 114 even 3 times this morning. The stop hunt was below 114. We loaded up on that. We scalped out. Okay, here comes the buyers on the British pound. We'll buy 10K at the market, buying stops. Here we're going to buy in stops. We're looking for that big move up now. Everybody's assessed the news. The British pound has the most vicious move. I'll put the 25 pip stops there. And what does the news say for natural gas? We have storage is a little bit down. A little bit down. I don't know what that means. Next news is building permits for New Zealand tonight. Housing starts in Japan. Then when Europe opens tomorrow, the last chance to make any money is tomorrow. If you get up real early. No big news, but there will be the current account final GDP out of British pound. It should be insane. 4:30 in the morning. I'm sure at 2 o'clock in the morning and at 3 o'clock in the morning there'll be plenty of trades in the euro dollar. Up or down, wouldn't matter. If you're a scalper, you trade both directions, and then that looks like it. Tomorrow, there's this Canadian news in the morning, personal spending, Chicago PMI, and after consumer sentiment, that's it. And I don't know, the markets will be closed on July 4th here, but I think Forex is still open, isn't it? I do think Forex is going to be open on 4th of July, isn't it? We got to assume that, I guess. Okay, I'm on my 40th cup of coffee. Waiting to close out the morning. And maybe make another $150 here. They sure are coming back in to buy that. I bet the stock market's probably going up because Dow Yen's going up. They're kind of connected a little bit, not a perfect thing. Here's the moment of truth. Does this puppy hold, or does we start rifling down? If we start rifling down, we're going to make money here. So another buy stop here. We've got a vacuum above on the 5-minute. If it's down, we buy. And here, buy stops. If it's a doji, we put a buy stop. And now we're in pretty big. We'll be in bigger as soon as it busts out. But see my take profit. See how I'm only going to make to here. Retest to the high of the day. I'm sorry, not the high of the day. The high of this. So on the way to the high of the day, if we ever make it up there. So plucking off all these sell limits up here was just for safety purposes. We may never make it up there. We may only be able to make here, and we might get chopped around here and like give back like $50 or something. Not to mention all these limits pending beneath. I left a gap here. So if we get a smash down into here next 8 hours, I definitely want to scalp that to at least have some money. We're got top bottom forming on the 15 right now. So I'll put a buy stop there for a scalp. There's really nothing here other than it's sideways, and top of the hour is coming. Looks like a big short squeeze in the pound and euro. We could get a just huge monster move up into the top of the hour. There she blows. She's going for it. Just before the top of the hour. Okay, I'm scalping out of something, I hope. Looks violent. We're up $200 here. Looks like a brutal rally to me. Sure enough, I'll be selling here up into the nosebleeds tonight. 50 pip stops. Trying to make 25 pips up into the... I'm going to cut through this, cashing out along the way. This one's cashing out. All the sell limits above. We're going to see if we can't make money on the reversal at the top. Helter-skelter trade. You go back to the bottom of the top and go for a ride. Top of the hour is coming. Brace yourself. Get a hold of yourself, man. Okay, $350. We just scalped out of something. Reduced our margin. We're still waiting to get filled on the north side with all these limits. So pound's coming after the high of the day, and so is the euro. So let's go look at the 4-hour chart so we can see the high of the day. You can see how close we are to our fill bank. We should go flat up into this thing. In a perfect world, we cash out as we take out the high of the day, fill on sell limits above, come flying back. Get a pop up here, fly back. So that's the trade plan. We're sticking to it. We're selling at 114.50 all the way to we're selling at 115 all the way to 116. My real money. This fake money starts at 14.40. Very aggressive. 4-hour charts. Top of the hour. We just got out of something else. We're scalping out along the way. Up 400 bucks. 1 minute. 1 minute for blast off. Take out the high of the day. It's a classic pattern. It's a classic. It's cliche. Okay. 30-second short squeeze. We'll sell 10 pips above the high of both currency pairs. With my finger on the trigger, should we need to scalp out? Oh, it looks like they're just about to trap everybody here. So I got my finger on the take profit keys. I'm getting out everything right now. Go flat. Here comes the one top of the hour. I'm going flat right now. I'm still in a loser from that dollar yen. So just get out. Now we could get a burst up. So I padded the account. I wasn't going to wait because it's just too close. They're trapping people on the 4 hours. See that? Breakout traders are getting trapped right there. Scalpers came in. Now we're looking for that gust of wind up. The big blast. 11 o'clock's locked in, and follow through. Take out the high of the day, start coming into our sell banks. That's the next phase, and then it's over. We'll get drunk. Start drinking. Come here, you. Stocks are still melting down. Buyers are coming in here at this level. And it doesn't seem to be getting the job done here. Still waiting for this to fill on the north side, so I'm going to cash out of my slightly winning trade here if I can get out. Or I could just close them out at a loss. The tables could turn here. So, but that's it. That's my demo trading for the day. Not much to say about that. Waiting to see if the wheels come off the stock market. Sellers certainly have certainly a premium entry there, right at the trap, right at the edge. And see what happens here on the rest of the day.